evening, freaks. I'm here to give Cancer Descendant, Capricorn Rising a read straight from the hip with lots of lip. We are looking at this summer season, the summer of love, and what's coming up for you in love and romance as the heat increases, as the heat starts to rise. Will your heart be set aflame? I don't know. We're going to find out. Cancer Descendants, this particular read is only for those placements, okay? Capricorn Rising is Cancer Descendant, and so I'm sort of just setting the title that way so those who don't know what the descendant sign is can start to get used to it, because this is how I'm going to be doing love reads at BroadCoven from here on out. It makes it more specific. It really gets into the heart of the matter, rather than bringing in so many different placements, which I feel can kind of convolute things. We're sort of like tapering down the collective a bit. That being said, it's still a large collective, so you need to receive these readings by tapping into your intuition, flip-flop roles as you need to. I bring all the messages as they need to come in, and it's up to you to understand your part in it, where you fit in the storyline, and trust that, okay? Trust that. Cross-watcher energy does come in. Cross-watchers, you're also welcome to tune into these reads, but do be aware that when you're a cross-watcher, you have to think of it more in terms of you are receiving the message as if I'm talking to you, okay? So if you're a cross-watcher drawn to this read, it's probably going to speak to you on that level. You're going to see it more flip-flopped, right? And that's because a lot of times in relationships, there can be projection. I mean, relationships are a mirror, and you'd be surprised a lot of times there's similarity in the ways that, you know, both parties in a relationship feel, even though you may think you're on drastically different sides. You may have the same issues with each other, but for different reasons. So there's always something to be gained. So if you are going to tune in, just respect the messages as they come in, and allow everybody who comes to receive the messages to receive them, you know, by allowing the space to just be open for interpretation. All right, so I did get an initial download for you. And what I got is that it's not easy being green, okay? I did a read by that title a while ago. It was a collective read, so I think I will pin it in the comments. I feel it's factoring into your reading. I got green lighting going on. I'm wearing green, okay? And I even just feel this real sense of that green energy, which what is green? What is the energy frequency of green? Well, green is when something is brand new, when something is just beginning, when something is breaking ground, when you're just a beginner, you're called, you know, green. You're green. You're just learning about something. You're just finding your way through. I feel like for you, this has to do with matters of the heart. You're just starting to kind of understand your feelings about a situation. You're understanding a little bit more where somebody else was coming from. Green is also the color of Anahata chakra, which is the heart chakra. It's all about moving into that love space, and I feel like you're doing a lot of clearing work around the heart chakra. The color green would be so beneficial for you, as would working with any of the softer stones. I got a rose quartz that I'm wearing here. Rose quartz would be wonderful. Rhodochrosite is also fantastic. If you're so lucky as to have an emerald, you might want to bring emerald energy in. I'm getting emerald for sovereignty, okay? That this is something that is very important for you to cultivate right now, sovereignty. Maybe in some way in matters of the heart, you felt like you were treated in an indignified manner. That's what I got, you know, and that there's something about you reclaiming your dignity for yourself, really restoring your sense of personal empowerment, and, you know, straightening your crown. I feel like this energy is coming in. You're looking at this. You're sort of surveying your life right now and how you want to move forward in terms of matters of the heart. I feel like you might even be spending some time out in nature around greenery. You might be looking from hilltops or mountaintops. Maybe you've been doing some hiking or You're going places where I feel like it gives you a broader view, where you're on higher ground, where you can see more of what's laid out before you chart your course. I think that you're wanting to move forward in matters of the heart. You want to move forward in a place of passion and purpose within your heart, and you're trying to come into alignment. I also feel like there's this piece where you're sort of doing a lot of heavy karmic lifting right now. There's some cycle from your past, from relationships past, that you're really working on closing and integrating right now. And you're starting to see things in a whole new way in this situation. You have a very fresh perspective. This is really illuminating something for you. And I think you've been very much focused on your healing work, as is coming through so much for the collective. When you're working through a heavy karmic cycle, it's so beneficial to stay focused on your spiritual cleansing. For you, I feel like being out in nature is spiritual cleansing, and it's just coming in particular around like hiking, like getting out and really like working with the land in that way. And that this is purifying for you. Maybe even some of you are gardeners, getting in touch with the land in that way, like actually getting your hands in the dirt, like working the earth. This is a certain kind of healing for you at this time. It gives you a sense of connection. It gives you a feeling of support where maybe this has been missing for you romantically. Maybe you've kind of felt off on your own a little bit, or isolated in some way, or like somebody just is committed to misunderstanding you. But I feel like while you're in the process of this and you're doing all this clearing work and all this healing work, and I feel like in general, this is really coming up for the collective as a whole, but in your own microcosm of that experience, I feel like you are in this place where you're not even aware of what's about to come charging towards you. I feel like something is going to come in towards you very quickly. And very passionately, like whoever is coming towards you, like their heart is really like set on fire. All right. And there's also a real attraction there. There's a chemistry there. There's a desire to, like, slip between the sheets and make some sweet music. I'm really feeling this coming in for you. Could be associated with fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be that it's associated with timing around that change of the nodes of destiny when Aries takes over the North Node position. 8:08 on the clock when I said that. That is a Hawaii area code. So this might be connected to Hawaii in some way. Also with 8:08, that's an angel number that's all about you're on the right track. Like whatever you're doing right now in terms of the healing you're doing around your heart and working through, sifting through your karmic love relationships, and understanding the karma that is involved in healing these matters. I mean, I feel like you've been carrying a lot, and there's a lot you need to lay down. But at the same time, it's like you need to follow through with this healing work. And there's some parts of this healing work that you have not addressed yet. You're sort of holding back from taking action. And until you do take these actions, and I know you're tired and I know you're weary, I got big, like, I'm tired, boss energy coming in, green mile, okay? You've been walking that green mile, okay? I feel you. I feel that energy around you, just feeling just burdened and tired and just sick and tired of carrying this load, tired of having all this heaviness in your heart, wanting to lay it down. But there's this piece you're missing, and the piece that you're missing is until you stop being so guarded and until you stop being in this sort of like real defensive stance, what you need for that healing is not going to be able to come in. And there is something that wants to come in for you, but the concern is that you may not be able to receive it because you're feeling so like self-protective over what you've been through. And also you're sort of like judging people with a harsh eye. You may fear that they're just coming forward to take advantage of you in some way. Another piece of this I could see, and it is coming in, it came in with the collective download. I think it's tying into your reading right now. There's this piece about there's somebody coming towards you as well. And maybe this person that is coming towards you, there's others that are envious, or maybe you see somebody that you have some kind of emotional attachment to, emotional connection to, and you see this person going toward another passionately, and maybe it's bringing up some kind of envy. So you'll have to pick up what side of that you're on, and you'll know if you're feeling envious, then you will know if that's speaking to you, and maybe this is something that needs to be transformed. Maybe this is something that needs to be cleared. Maybe there's a different view you need to have of this situation. Bottom of the deck energy, Queen of Cups. Okay, so this is your energy. This is Cancer energy. Okay, Cancer Descendant energy. I do see there's like almost a scowl on the face. And, you know, this cup, it always reminds me, what's on the side there, it reminds me of two things. First of all, it reminds me of like devil horns. Okay, so that kind of brings in that Capricorn rising energy. So I'm really feeling this is your significator. Okay, but this is also about you're looking at something very deeply, and I think you're kind of confronting the devil and looking at this thing very deeply in matters of the heart. There might be a part of you that feels like, well, better the devil I know, because you're afraid to kind of shed something that has been a very powerful connection, a very magnetizing connection, maybe a very sexual connection, where you felt a lot of chemistry, or this person just awakened like a delicious part of you. But there's this consternation on the face. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up. There's this consternation on the face. Like maybe you're wondering, should I take this cup? This may be somebody's going to approach you that you were involved with in the past. And I see here, this also reminds me of Kartika's, aside from the devil horn reference, you know, and I think that's no accident. Maybe you're trying to cut off something that you have like a toxic connection to, or maybe you've recognized that you have some romantic involvement where it's too enmeshed, it's codependent, it feels almost like it's limiting you in your growth. And right now you're really being asked to choose growth, because with this green energy around you, green is about renewal, it's about rebirth, it's about that energy of springtime when, you know, core comes back after spending time down with Hades as Persephone in the underworld. She integrates her shadows, she emerges as core in the spring, and she spreads all this beautiful growth and flowering before her that came from making that subconscious material conscious, from really embracing her shadow. Maybe you've been a little too hard on yourself too. Maybe you've been looking at ways that you behaved in the past, or looking at ways that you judged others in love in the past, or ways you acted out. Maybe you feel not so proud of how you moved back there. Maybe you're integrating some of this material. Maybe you did feel a little bit possessive in the past, like this is mine, and very guarding it. And maybe you're kind of coming to understand love in a new way. You're starting to let down your need to kind of control how things go. You're willing to be green. You're willing to be a beginner. You know, it's not easy with that message that came in. You know, Kermit said it's not easy being green. It's not easy feeling different. It's not easy feeling outside of the loop. It's not easy feeling like suddenly you don't relate to your lover. Suddenly you don't relate to love in the same way. You don't see things the same way. You don't want what you used to want. This confuses you. You're trying to figure it out. I feel like you are going to get approached by someone you were romantically involved with in the past, or there's some dynamic that you're grappling with that involves a lover from the past. And I think that there's a piece of you that's trying to understand if you're safe in this situation. And what you're not understanding is nobody has the power over you in that way, that you are always in the strong position of safety when you trust yourself, you trust your instincts, you trust the wisdom you've learned from the situations that you've been through in the past. And this is coming through very, very strongly. And I think it's also this piece about your empowerment is your invulnerability. So there's a need to like strip away all these defenses, speak your truth, Let yourself be seen in your vulnerability. Expose your insecurities, all these things that hold you back in love. And then you're going to find that energy is going to transform. It's going to land you right in your heart. And you're going to realize I'm the one who's been keeping the love I want to experience from myself, you know, and it's not about it arriving in a certain person, you know, it's about you first arriving at that place within yourself. This is what heals everything. This is what resolves your karma. To trust that's what's meant for you will gravitate toward you. I feel like there's some really deep integrative work that you're doing here with this past lover. It may really come to a height in Cancer season. Okay, so be looking for that. That will be coming in more near the end of June and throughout the beginning portion of July. All right, so do be on the lookout for that. I feel that your season is sort of what has you considering some offer of love that's being brought your way. It does have ties to the past, or potentially, if it's a new person, they really remind you of somebody from your past or what you're experiencing in the relationship. It's like, I've been here before. I've danced with this devil before. I know how this turns out. I got a lot of sentience here. There's something you need to really be mindful of. And I think it's going to be challenging just in the sense that you're going to be so caught up in what you're feeling emotionally that can kind of cloud your vision. I mean, think about the ocean when the ocean is really stirred up, right? When those waves are just crashing against the shore, it causes like all the sediment from the bottom of the ocean floor to get stirred up, and it can make the waters really murky. So I think that's why there's this piece coming in about really working the earth, because it will bring you a lot of balancing and grounding. All right, so we're going to see what's coming in. How will things develop for you in the love department, in the romantic department throughout the summer season? So summer officially kicks off on June 21st, and it runs through February 21st, 22nd. It varies a little bit every year. Did I say February? I meant to say September. I don't know if I said February or not. For February to come in, maybe February was significant. Something significant went down in February. Something significant that went down in February is going to come to culmination for you with the fall equinox, which arrives on September 21st, 22nd. It varies. It shifts a little bit from year to year. Right around that time, right around that fall equinox, something makes sense. Something that happened back in February comes to its place of completion. I do feel like there's going to be like an active karmic working process you're going through, though, this summer along the way. So let's see what is coming in for Cancer Descendant, Capricorn Rising this summer in matters of the heart. What's coming in? Okay, well, we got a King of Pentacles front and center that just flipped over. So we got player on the board. There's the crossing energy. We'll have a look at this. You might not notice, but these cards are really hard for me to shuffle with and bring back together, but I keep them because I love them. They're a beautiful deck. A friend gave them to me. Oh, look at what's on the bottom of the deck there. There's the arrival of this love. Okay, there's some knight. There's some dashing knight heading your way. They have an offer of love. They want to move things forward with you romantically. We see the crossing energy is this King of Pentacles. Okay, this is a very solid partner. I feel this is really calling in that Capricorn energy as well. Okay, but it's all earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This would be any significant placement in the chart when I'm calling out the signs. So don't get too locked into it. I bring it in because people like to have it, and sometimes it can be a big confirmation for them. But this would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. All right. This is somebody who's really solid. This is somebody that when they make an investment in you, when they make an offer to you, you can count on it. They will deliver. They hold it down. This is the partner that shows up. This is knowing what side your bread is buttered on when it comes to love. Like, who is really showing up for you? Who is there and who's just giving pillow talk? I feel like that piece is coming in for you for a reason. You might have multiple people coming your way. All right, but there's somebody here that really wants to invest in you. They want a future with you. They want to build a future with you. For some of you that are in a very serious, committed relationship, this could be marriage. This could be wanting to take it to the next level, sending out marriage invitations. Somebody decides to put a ring on it, okay? For others of you, this could just be somebody that you're really actively building with, or perhaps that you're already married to, all right? And some of you, this is your person coming in. It's going to be a little different according to your situation. But one way or another, we know there's somebody who wants to move things forward romantically. Now, with this particular deck that I have, it's been used so much. You'll see these cards, they're like creased, they're bent, and when I shuffle them, they're very hard to bring together. So I feel like there's been something that's caused some kind of fracturing or challenge in matters of the heart. For those of you that have been single for a long time, there ain't no action going on, so you think. In the love department, this could be that, you know, you were with a king of pentacles and this person just really ran you through the ringer. You had to go through a major separation, or you went through a divorce, or there was something that fractured the connection, and it just was so hard on you that you're having a hard time like bringing yourself back together again, like feeling ready to love again, feeling like you're ready to open up your heart again. Or there's been something that's happened within this connection that is approaching you where you all are just seeing things differently, or you're having a hard time bringing things, you know, back on the same page. Either way, we have somebody here that really wants to invest their heart in you. They want to grow with you. They want to build something solid. And some of you masculines, you're actually preparing to propose, or you're preparing to make a serious, committed emotional offer to somebody you have your eye on. Okay, this is the crossing influence. Now we got some other cards coming up here. Yes, we see again, but before, you know, this thing can come together, before this thing can come in, this really affirms the download I got in the beginning, with Justice on the scene, to the Four of Pentacles, to the Ten of Wands. There is karmic work to be done. There is some kind of karmic balance that needs to be done in order to secure this new beginning in love that wants to come in. There's something here that needs to be balanced out. For those of you that are currently going through a divorce process, you may be feeling very burdened right now. You may feel like you don't even have time for love because you're really just trying to get your security reestablished. You're going through the divorce proceeding. You're trying to hammer out the financial agreements. You're having a hard time with this because it's really illuminating for you how a relationship that at one point could be so loving and so deep and so full of true, genuine admiration and mutual respect could degrade into such a place where it just becomes about who gets what stuff out of the connection. And yet I feel like you're put in this position because there's something here that you feel like, no, I really need this for my new beginning. I need my financial footing. So you may be dealing with some kind of challenging situations and dividing up assets. And then for others of you, you know, you've just been dealing with a partner who is so focused on their work. They don't have any time for you. You know, they need to find more balance in what they're doing. They need to learn how to balance work and personal time so there can be more balance within the relationship. With the Justice card coming up here, you could also be dealing with a Libra, okay? So that's possible as well. I'll go ahead and bring those signs into where it feels applicable in the situation. But this is about also what I was talking about. There's some karma to balance out. It's the work you have to take on. Yes, it's a heavy load, but that's the only way you can lay it down. The only way you can lay down the burden is if you stop clinging to it, okay? Look at what the Four of Pentacles here, you know, this person here, they're holding on to an Ace of Pentacles. What is the Ace of Pentacles? The Ace of Pentacles is that pentacle that the King of Pentacles is holding there. And it's that new beginning, that Ace of Pentacles, which signifies the spring season when the seed is planted and the new cycle begins and something can grow and come to fruition by that fall equinox. It's almost like saying, hey, You know, this thing wants to grow and it wants to come to fruition for you. You have some new beginning, some beautiful renewal in a commitment, some beautiful renewal in love that leads to somebody that's really willing to invest in you. But you have karma to balance out first, and justice. This Libra energy is taking over the South Node in July. Okay, so Leo season is very significant. Also, that tail end, you know, of your season as well. Okay, so this energy is really coming in strongly for you. There's something that is going to be getting balanced out in your season. Cancer Descendants. Okay, and this is something you need to really pay attention to. Cancer season is significant. It's something that's leading up to the balancing of karma that will happen in Leo season. So you're really starting to move the energy forward, and where you might not know where things are going in matters of the heart right now, you will. Okay, you will. It will be coming in. Okay, I'm being asked to move to a new deck. What deck do we want to move to? The Black and White Tarot. Okay, so it's interesting, all right, because we're moving from the holographic AE Weight Tarot now to this Glow in the Dark Tarot. I do feel like you're moving through a little bit of shadow work right now. You're still in that kind of star energy where you're doing the personal healing, you're integrating your past experiences, you're shuffling for Cancer Descendant, Capricorn Rising, Spirit. We're still in this, you know, you're still in this place. Maybe both of you, maybe the person on the other side of the table is also in this period of trying to sort something out that they've been confused about. Maybe you both kind of feel in the dark. Maybe all you know is you feel this like magnetic pull, this draw to each other, and yet you don't really understand why, or if it's wise for you to go back in this direction. This energy coming in, you're trying to really sort out, you know, your intuition, and your instincts and your logic, and, you know, which one do I follow? Well, you should always follow your instincts, because your instincts are the merging of the wisdom you've learned, and it's also the merging of, you know, your emotional nature, your true feelings, and where that gravitational pull is. I do feel like there's a magnetizing influence in this connection, but right now there's something that's hidden about it. It could also be some of you are in some kind of hidden relationship. You're keeping it undercover. You're keeping it on the down low. You don't want there to be exposure around this. So you kind of have to move quietly. For some of you, this could be because you're already in a commitment and you're kind of like stepping out, or somebody connected to you is stepping out on you. This, you can't see it yet. This is something that will come to light. Maybe you feel like you're in the dark in your relationship. You don't understand what's going on, but this feeling is just nagging at you. Everything is going to be exposed. I really feel that energy is coming in, and we are moving through eclipse season. So this is about being smart. You know, be a smart cookie. Don't just take what somebody says at face value. How does it weigh in terms of what you're feeling and what you're picking up? And I mean, even to do your reading today, like I don't have a stitch of makeup on my face, and it felt like this energy, like you need everything to be really stripped down. Maybe somebody's been wearing a false face with you. Maybe you've had somebody like tapping into your energy, but they are misrepresented. I just got like fake profile. Maybe they're interacting with you with a fake profile on social media or something like that. And if that's the case, then how can you really continue forward with something like this that's not honest, that's not showing up true and unguarded and vulnerable? Because that's what it really takes to move in the direction of love. You know, you might want to look at this. Yeah, look at this. 3 of Swords, okay? So there's some kind of heartache. There's some kind of separation going on here. I'm bringing it in because the Justice card is on the board, and 3 of Swords is a Libra card. So there's a double Libra message here. Maybe you are dealing with a Libra in this situation. There's some kind of ending that happened here, okay, with the 10 of Swords. And there is 6 of Swords that comes right after this, which is moving away from troubles, moving away from sorrows. But whoever is moving away in this situation, it looks like they may have a child too. So there might be a child piece and connection with this. There might be a mother in connection with this, but whoever is moving away from this situation, they are burdened. They're not moving away cleanly. We see that clearly. Look, they got the swords with them. The swords are going forward with them. The swords are the suffering, the strife, the heartache, the thoughts that keep them up at night that they can't let go. And we got two big ending of cycle cards here that's all about laying down the burden. You know, we got the 10 of Wands to the 10 of Swords. That some cycle has completed. It's a cycle that caused a lot of heartache. And for some reason, you know, I'm feeling this is you. I'll do a clarification on it, but I'm feeling like you're moving away from something and you're still holding on to this suffering. It's because you keep looking back at what happened that you are blocking this. I can't make it up. You're blocking this with the Knight of Cups. This is, again, this energy wants to approach you. It wants to offer you a cup of love. And this is water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Right behind that, what do we got? That Ace of Pentacles. That's that new beginning that's promised to you. But it's because you keep holding on to this pain, to what happened in the past. You're refusing to let it go. You're guarded. You're in this holding pattern that you're preventing this from coming towards you. There is a serious love offer that wants to come your way. It's a new beginning for you. And here you are, you know, in this place. Could be a Virgo. Okay, here you are in this place. You're very much, you know, still feeling like you're fumbling around in the dark and you're trying to make sense of things. I feel like there's some kind of spiritual dilemma here. There's something you're trying to resolve, and it's something about feeling very disconnected from who you truly are, feeling like maybe you lost yourself in love before, you lost yourself in a relationship. You're just wanting to be alone. You're not wanting to feel, you know, connected to others right now because it's almost like it taints your energy. It makes you feel a little confused, a little unsettled. You're not sure what choice you should make. Look, I'm telling you, with the Magician here, big Aries energy, this is coming in for you. It will come in for you with that changing of the nodes of destiny in Leo season. You may also be dealing with a Leo, or you could be Cancer, Leo, Cusper as your, you know, sun sign. It's possible that you're a double Cancer. You know, you could be Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising. I could see that. Or you could be Cancer Sun, Capricorn Rising. All right, that's possible too. This coming in though, there's a rebirth in love for you. There is a renewal in love for you. There is like resuscitation. I just got resuscitation. It's like breathe. Maybe you haven't been breathing enough. You need to breathe. You need to focus on your breath a little bit. Maybe you have a lot of anxiety you're working through right now, you know. Work with some of this sort of like patterned breathing. It can be very, very helpful. You know, you breathe in for a count of 4, and then you hold your breath. You do a count of 4, and then you exhale for a count of 4, you know, and you can kind of do a patterned breathing. It can calm you. You know, there might be something here for you to explore with pranayama, but I feel like life is getting ready to breathe back into your love life. You know, there's like life that's wanting to be breathed in. Maybe maybe that's it. You know, you're waiting to exhale. You're holding all this heaviness. It's like you're in this holding pattern. It's contracting you. It's filling you with anxiety. It's like, just let it all go. Like, let it all go and trust that this is part of what needs to be balanced out. Sometimes we get what looks like a wicked blessing. We're like, why did we have to go through that? Why did I have to experience that? Why did I have to have this person, you know, leave me, walk out of my life? Or why did I have to let that person go? Or why does everything have to be so complicated? But it's like, as soon as you just let go and trust and come into this moment, maybe breathe a bit, you know, the breathing is wanting to come in, and you exhale, you let it all go. That's when the new beginning is ignited. You know, this is about the impossible is possible. What you didn't think would happen for you in matters of the heart does. It's some type of resuscitation in your love life. So let's say you've been in this place for a long time. You're like the hermit. You're like, you know what? I've just been focused on my spiritual growth, and I've actually been quite content with that. Some of you may really be vibing off of, you know, just diving deeper into your spirituality. You've been taking a philosophical approach to life. And yes, you've been in a lot of pain and you've been burdened. You've been sorting through trauma. But at the same time, you're starting to understand yourself better. You're feeling differently about life. You know, you're more willing to kind of go with the flow of things. You're trusting that there's some kind of light you're pulling out of this darkness that's going to shine a way forward on your new path. And, you know, you're right about that. You know, I do see a lot of you are like, you're almost like metaphysicians, like you're very deep in your studies. But there is something that's moving you out of that isolation of just sort of like gazing at your own navel to gazing into the eyes of another. And we see this right here. We see it with the Two of Cups. All right. So there's definitely some kind of big reunion energy with the way it came in. And I feel like it's an interesting message I'm getting with you, because I feel like first there's this unification that happens within yourself. You may be in need of some kind of like soul retrieval work. Also, because of that Kartika imagery that came in the beginning, there might be some energy still attached to you from lovers past that you need to clear out. So I put out a few different videos about this and how you can support yourself in moving through this. And I kind of guide you through a little journeying, but you're the one doing the work. So it's very personally empowering. So I'll put those links in the comments of your video and I'll pin it there so you can explore. I'll post the one about soul retrieval. There was a whole series around that. I'll also post the one that's about clearing out STDs, sexually transmitted demons. When I think of core, we brought in that imagery earlier. Core is about birthing new beginnings, you know, new beginnings in spring. It's when everything becomes green and full of life again, right? So there's something that, you know, you need to create from your heart, from this connection that you went through that maybe took a lot out of you. Maybe it burdened you. Maybe you felt betrayed by this person. Maybe you felt stabbed in the back. Maybe you felt like, that's it, I'm leveled, I can't love again. That's not true. You know, something's coming in that's going to open your heart. But you might need to, again, do some karmic clearing. There's something you need to lay down. It's a burden. It's karmic load that you're carrying. And, you know, it's your work to do. Once you clear this, you have a way forward. But I see you're being laid out at the crossroads right now, okay? With the Hangman. Pisces energy, all right? But this wants to move forward. Okay, you know, but right now it's in different directions. There's something you're wanting to move forward. You're wanting to move away from an energy. It looks like maybe in fire sign energy that you felt was a little immature with the Page of Wands. Could be Sagittarius. That's a quintessential Sagittarius card, but it also represents Leo and Aries. Okay. So you may be wanting to move away from this because you felt like this person came at you just too immature. We see that there's been oh man, yes sirree. There's been some kind of ending here, okay, with the Death card. And now you're in the process of transformation. But the Magician came in and there is Temperance here. So I have to bring it in. Temperance is a Sagittarius card. This is not for everybody, but for some of you. You know somebody who works on the occult path, and there could be some binding going on in this situation. This binding could be what is keeping you tethered to this person. It also could be what caused separation or problems in a committed relationship, okay? There's a need to do spiritual cleansing in this situation, clear this energy out, and then you'll be able to move forward. You may not realize that you're being blocked, thwarted in this way. Now, I want to make this very clear. The only way you can take on somebody's workings if your boundaries, your personal boundaries have become permeable. So I really advise you to do some work around getting yourself nice and grounded every day. Cast up a shield around you so you can just stay in your own energy, all right? And once you do that, maybe do some of this work like I am bringing in on the videos. I'll pin in your video in the comments. You're going to start to come back into your own energy, and then you'll realize that you don't need to be trapped here, okay? That's for some people. Or you may have done a working. Maybe you did a love working, or you didn't think it would be binding in nature. You were misinformed. Whoever guided you in this love working didn't know what they were talking about. All love spells are binding spells, okay? This is something that just needs to be understood right off the bat, okay? But there's something that needs to be rectified here, and you're not trapped, okay? You are not trapped. You can only have energy from outside affecting you, whether it's a person manipulating you or whether it's somebody doing a working, if you enter into a soul contract with it. So it's up to you to define your own boundary lines and say yes to things that feel right to you and no to things that don't, right? And maybe this is about you not feeling victimized anymore. This is about you taking your power back, understanding that I don't have to be stuck anywhere. I can change my life. I can move forward in a new way. And some of you have done this healing work. You're balancing this out right now, and you're getting the courage to deliver a tower. You know, you're getting the courage to speak your truth, to tear down a house of lies. Oh, that's potent. Any other information about this tower for Cancer Descendant, Capricorn Rising in the love department? Let's get some clarity on this. I got chills around this. So there's something very powerful here, okay? You might have walked away from somebody and you might be wondering, why do I still feel burdened? I walked away. Why is this still affecting me? Why do I still feel drawn to this person? It's because they're not willing to let you go. Their energy is all over you and you need to clear it out. What came out with that? Yeah, this is a past connection, okay? Past soulmate connection, and this issue has its roots in the past. It could 41 on the clock, that's 5, that's 10. 5 is all about abrupt change, you know, change that comes in swiftly. It's destabilizing. You know, we see there's 2 people flying out of this tower. We called it the House of Lies, okay? There's some roots to this and what's going down right now and what's going to continue to unfold through the summer for you. I feel like there's something that went down in the past that wasn't handled correctly, wasn't done correctly. For some of you, this does involve spell work, all right, that maybe you did and you weren't conscious about what you were doing, or the longer term ramifications, or that could be playing a role in this situation. It could also be some kind of manipulation. You were dealing with a very manipulative situation and you felt very trapped. You didn't know how to break free from it. For some of you, this could have been an abusive connection, okay? But there's ties to this thing that goes way back to the past. For some of you, it's echoes of your childhood. Trauma from your childhood is making you kind of trauma bond, drawing you back to somebody who mirrors your trauma instead of drawing towards the thing, you know, that really is the representation of your healed self, your whole self, the spiritual integration work you've been going through. Like there's something that wants to draw you in forward towards your future, and it's related to the growth that you've been through. And yet I feel like there's something that's tethering you to the past, and it's your trauma, and there's something that needs to be integrated, healed here. Soulmate energy, soul family energy, very connected to this with the 6 of Cups coming forward very strongly. I do feel like you are coming into alignment with your soulmate, with your romantic soulmate, that this is what's happening this summer. Really gets kicked off in that Leo season. There's blockage around here though. There's blockage around here. Communication is being blocked in this situation, and it's because, that's interesting. I almost got gag order with this, okay? There could be some legalities around this, or you might be considering taking some legal actions to keep somebody away from you that's been interfering in your forward progression. All of these elements coming into play, but there's something blocked around soulmate. Oh my goodness. You're actively trying to block somebody from coming together toward the person that they want to go towards because you have envy around it. Somebody's trying to block you, or somebody's not willing to let you go because they are envious of you moving on without them. All right. This is playing out in your situation in some way, and there's something you need to learn here and clear out. That's what I got. Okay. I'm being asked to move to my heavy hitter pile. I'm only ever drawn to this when there could be some kind of occult interference in a situation, right? It doesn't apply to everybody. So for those of you that doesn't resonate with you, I want you to consider this a really outside, like manipulative influence. Somebody's working a situation to their advantage, and it's something you need to be privy to. You're not right now. It's kind of a hidden element in your situation. There's something you need to understand, because there's something genuine here for you, a beginning that's meant for you, but you're not going to be able to take it until you either clear this karma where you had a part in perpetuating this blockage, or whether you deal with the karma of really clearing out this energy, closing the karmic cycle of the past from this energy that has you tethered. It's like it's a hungry energy. It's a greedy energy. It's not willing to let go. Okay, so give some help for this, Spirit. What can Cancer Descendants, Capricorn Risings do to address this energy that is blocking union, whether this is coming from within them or without? What do they need to do? Okay, we've got some guidance coming in from the angels there. Let's see what this says. Angels have some information to weigh in on this. It's in reverse. It's the Three of Wands. It's saying don't let this thing come forward to you. Whatever is trying to come in and it's in association with the past, you might want to think twice about letting this thing come forward towards you. It's Three of Wands, Sitiel, the god of hope, but it's in reverse. It's like, you better be careful what you wish for, all right? Because you may get it, and you may realize that you signed up for something that you didn't really want. And when this is in the upright, it means construction of the universe, help with great works, protection from adversaries, but it wasn't in the upright. It was in reverse. So this is like telling you, you don't want to build in this direction with whatever is coming towards you from the past. You do not want to build in this direction. This is not going to help you with your purpose and how you're meant to build your future going forward, okay? And it will put you right in the lion's den. That's what I got. You know, there's something here that it puts you in harm's way. It surrounds you with your adversaries. The adversary wins. Maybe this person, I think adversary, and I think of like the traditional, like sort of like biblical imagery of, you know, that angel and that devil, you know, one on each side, angel, temperance, devil on the other side. And when I think of, it might be coming in very strongly for you, you know, because Capricorn rising, okay, and if you're a Cancer sun sign, Capricorn, not Capricorn sun, Cancer sun sign, I'm sorry. If you, some of you are Cancer suns, you're doubles, and you're tuning in for this, for that to come in. But for those of you that are Cancer rising, you are a Capricorn descendant. So Capricorn energy factoring strongly in here. But there's something that's really coming in about, you know, it makes me think of deceiver energy, and I almost lost the download with that. Okay, so I feel like you're dealing with somebody that they kind of knock you out of your element. They knock you out of your connection with source. They knock you out of your higher consciousness. They can spin things around on you. They can be very manipulative. The next thing you know, you're confused. You get yourself bound in a cycle you do not want to be tied to. This will bring a lot of destruction to your life. Okay, so it's about moving away from destructive energy and moving towards creative energy. That's what you're meant to embody now. And I feel like the big piece for you, no matter where this is coming from, whether you're dealing with somebody who's just really spun a web of deceit and confusion in your life romantically, or whether you just feel really confused and uncertain inside of yourself because I want to say groping. So, okay, disclaimer, you might need to tune out if that's something you're really sensitive to. But some of you are actually healing issues that revolve around some kind of sexual trauma. This could be connected to childhood. It could be connected to a child. And there is something here that's really heavy that you're needing to resolve, and you're needing to create blockage in this situation. You're needing to prevent this person from coming towards you. I feel that's applying with that message I got earlier about gag order, maybe needing to, like, you know, do something legally to keep somebody away from you. All right. big message coming in. That is not for everybody, but somebody definitely needs to hear that. Okay, what's the other card on the top here? I just want to see the Hanged Man. Somebody might be going to trial for something like this, and it might be somebody that you were connected to. The Hanged Man, the only God, desire for knowledge. Ted just said yes. Protects from liars, evil, spells, and bad spirits. You may be holding on to something in your heart, in your soul, that you feel very connected to, and you may be feeling a lot of heartache and grief over losing this thing. But what you don't understand is sometimes rejection is spirit's protection. And you need to be mindful of this, because somebody's going on trial, whether that's in legal court or that's in the spiritual court. And you need to be mindful of this. You do not want to be connected to this energy. Be grateful that that had to go, and do what you can to clear this energy out of your space, because you may feel hopeless at this point, or you may feel like there's no point in opening my heart to love. You may be very much just devoted to focusing on, you know, your spirituality, on, you know, the path you want to head for yourself. And self-love, as in, you know, really recognizing your true nature, that you are love, you are connected to spirit, you are that, you know, it's all interconnected, you know, having compassion, you know, that is all a very essential step in actually coming into union with another. So I think that's very wise if you've been focusing in that way. And some of you may have even like shut down, you know, shut down sexual access. You know, you might be in this position where you're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to just connect sexually at this time, because I'm doing a lot of deep healing work, and I'm having a lot of mixed feelings come up in me, and there's a lot I need to sort out here. But I feel like if you let this go, and if you let there be maybe what is an uncomfortable pause in a situation where you feel like nothing's happening, something really changes. Something, Ted says yes again, something really changes. There's a healing that happens for you, and there's a real love offer and somebody very solid that comes forward on the other side of this. Okay, it may take some time for that to come in until this karma is cleared out, but it will. Yeah, bottom of the deck energy, it's delayed, okay? Your new beginning in love is delayed with the Ace of Cups in reverse, okay? So I think that's why that fall equinox message came in for you. I feel like fall is going to bring you on the other side of this cycle. We're also going to have the eclipse season coming to a culmination on October 14th, 2023, okay? 53 on the clock when I said that. 8 energy, that's when things come into alignment for you. That's when things manifest, okay? This new beginning in love, you are wise to question it. You are wise to feel skeptical about it. You've got to trust your instincts. You need to be in touch with the wisdom you've gleaned from your relationships past and all the healing work you've done. There's something you need to be aware of here. Just hold off for a moment, okay? Because your new beginning in love is coming, but it's delayed. I feel it comes in more in the fall. That's when you get this rejuvenation and you obtain the mercy of God and gives long life, okay? But see that this Ace of Cups in reverse, somebody in this situation, they are being weighed up. Their karma is being weighed up, and it doesn't look like there's mercy in this situation. Somebody is having to pay a hefty price, either spiritually or in the legal courts, for what they did. And there's something that needs to be looked at here. I'm getting somebody who was innocent, had something done to them that should never be done. And that can apply in many different ways. Of course, with the scenario that I brought in earlier surrounding a child, but it also could play out in other ways too. And as I'm bringing that in, I'm feeling really sick to my stomach right now, okay? And that's always a confirmation for me that there is energy that needs to be cleared out of the situation. So I'm going to bring in these cards here to just get an overarching theme for you. I'm sorry for those of you that are going through heaviness like this. 5, 4, 4, 4 on the clock. You got angels around you that are supporting you as you go through this sentience disruption and change in your life, whatever this is you're grappling with. It may not be easy for you to move away from somebody or to cut something off or to clear this energy out, but your real love is on the other side of this, okay? So just trust whatever is going down for you in this situation. It's all about your growth. Yeah, look at this. Lovers in reverse. And this is very literal. This is not a choice with the Kipper deck. That's why I pulled this out. This is not in alignment with your healing. This is not in alignment with your purpose. This takes you into your self node. You got a lover from the past approaching and you need to block the energy. You should not accept that offer. That's what's coming through. Clarification, please, Spirit. Clarification, please, Spirit. Clarification. Make it really clear for Cancer Descendant, Capricorn Rising to understand. Clarification, Spirit. Clarification, Spirit. There's a journey involved in this situation. 10 energy, okay? The closing of a cycle leads to a new journey. It leads to a new direction for your life. I feel like it's your life's journey as well. I feel like you're in a reflective space, where you're going over, everything you've been through and how you want to move forward. You're looking at your life, the way things have unfolded. It's a trip. This journey you've been on is a trip. There's also a message coming in, all right? It concerns family and unexpected income, all right? All right, so you might hear of somebody passing or somebody who's ill. This could be connected to a lover, could be connected to a lover from the past. This could also have to do with an inheritance. It's something that concerns family. It also concerns the dividing of assets. You're going to receive a message about this with the 7 energy here, a message that kicks this off for you, and you'll understand what this is all about at that time. Let me do a cut of the deck energy here to get any clarification on the matter. This involves a main female, okay, and courtship, okay? So one cycle ends and a new cycle begins, and there's a main female involved in this situation. Love coming in after you get over some difficult karmic clearing, but you have strength and support around you. You got a lot of angels looking out for you. You need to trust your heart. You need to trust your soul. You need to trust the wisdom of what you've learned and do that clearing work. It will help you and it will support you in moving forward toward the real deal.